everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and this deck is insane. So I actually am re-recording the intro after the deck, after I played the gameplay, because at the beginning I was like, oh, I don't think this deck is very good. I'm gonna go not play in non-ranked and everything. And just let you guys know, I switched over to ranked before too long because this deck is busted. It is ridiculous. I know everyone's like angry at me for using busted over and over again, but if there's any deck that has a definition of busted in it, it is this one. It is so good. So the idea of this deck, and I'm going to go ahead and showcase me playing against Sparky initially to kind of showcase this as I'm talking about it so that you can see it as it goes through. So 3 key combo pieces of the deck: Corridor Monitor, Emisizzle the Blessed, and Chromatic Orrery. Yeah, Chromatic Orrery, one of the new cards, which is super fun. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. You tap it to add 5 mana, pay 5 to tap it, draw cards for each color among permanents you control. That's actually really important here. So with Emisizzle the Blessed and Corridor Monitor on the battlefield, in fact, the turn that you bring out Chromatic Orrery, if you have Corridor Monitor and Emisizzle the Blessed in your hand, you play Chromatic Orrery. You play Corridor Monitor. You untap Chromatic Orrery. All of a sudden you have 8 mana. You play Emisizzle the Blessed. That's 4 mana spent. You pay 3 mana to blink Corridor Monitor, untap Chromatic Orrery. All of a sudden you have infinite mana loop. You tap 5, you blink Corridor Monitor, you get 2 mana out of that exchange. You untap this over and over again, you just kind of keep going. And with that infinite mana, you can do a few different things. With that infinite mana, you can use Chromatic Orrery, so even just with these 3 pieces, you then pay 5, tap it, draw a card for each color among permanents you control, which you'll have Emisizzle the Blessed and Corridor Monitor. So you draw 2 cards, you have infinite mana, so it doesn't matter, you have infinite untapping of Chromatic Orrery, and so you can draw through your entire deck. I will say this is a really annoying combo to use with, it's a really annoying combo to do in Arena. Arena is just kind of, I wish that there was just a way to say, hey, this is an infinite loop. Do it for me. Draw all of my cards, everything like that. Like, that's one of the best things about playing in paper, is that you can do that. But Arena becoming like the new format, it does kind of make it annoying, where it's like, if you're playing this competitively, like in a tournament, technically the opponent can just kind of let you play it all out, and you'll end up timing yourself out, roping yourself out, or you'll end up getting like the draw thing because it's like you haven't done enough different actions recently. Anyway, so there is an issue with this deck on that side of it. All right, so the rest of the deck, what else are we doing? We want to get to 7 mana Chromatic Orrery. Well, getting to 7 mana is really easy in the format right now. There's so many card draw. So in Historic, we got Growth Spiral, we have Uro, Titan of Nature. I just realized that almost all these pieces are actually in the combo too. The only issue is Emisizzle. You could also bring in Zirda as well. This is kind of like a way to make that combo a little bit quicker, by the way, but it doesn't matter as much. All right, so we have Growth Spiral and Uro to then draw through our entire deck, or draw through our deck, get lands onto the battlefield, make sure that we're hitting pieces, hitting lands, getting everything going. 3 copies of Chromatic Lantern to make sure that we have all colors. We want all colors because of Golas. It also is just a consistent ramp spell. It doesn't die very easily. People aren't going to target it most often. Uro and Growth Spiral, sometimes we just don't have that extra land to put onto the battlefield, so they kind of just end up being meh. They help us draw into our other combo pieces, so we want them. But Chromatic Lantern sometimes is just a more consistent actual ramp spell to get us up to our Golos, which then Golos comes out, gets us our land to get up to 6 mana. With Chromatic Lantern, that gets us Chromatic Orrery. So like, that's a great combo there. We also can just go digging for a Chromatic Orrery with 7 mana with Golos and Chromatic Lantern. Digging for Emisizzle, digging for Corridor Monitor. So Golos is a combo piece there. The other side of it too is once we have extra mana with Chromatic Orrery, we can also activate Golos's ability infinite number of times, get through our entire deck, or draw through our entire deck with Chromatic Orrery. And then we play our Thassa's Oracle to then win the game. Typically people are scooping up before that point because of course you have a win con in the deck, right? So we have 2 copies of Thassa's Oracle. This is important actually because there could be the chance that the last of Thassa's Oracle is at the very last card. If you're winning with just the Chromatic Orrery, technically you're drawing 2 at a time with Emisizzle the Blessed and Corridor Monitor. And so it's a little bit better to wait for to make sure that you don't accidentally draw yourself out instead of hitting that Thassa's Oracle. Golos also in here to make sure that doesn't happen, because you don't actually draw the cards, you just exile the top 3 cards of your library. So that also gets around that. There's another way to win it right there. All right, the rest of the deck. Ugin, the Spirit Dragon, just a way to just like you win when you get Ugin on the battlefield. Most often, there are some decks that run colorless things, whatnot, everything like that. Most of those are actually a little bit more aggressive or playing Ugin themselves. So Settle the Wreckage kind of destroys those. And the nice thing too is like we don't die to Ugin with this deck either because we're winning on one turn. We get Chromatic Orrery and we'll Bless Quarter Monitor all on the same turn, as long as they're in hand. You know, so discard is annoying. That's why we also have one copy of Shalai. Give us hexproof. Give our players, our planeswalkers, other creatures you control hexproof, so we actually protect the combo. Also, the other thing too is with this combo, whenever someone goes to like kill Amiel the Bless, as long as you have 3 extra mana available, you activate it again. Like the way that it works, because the blink trigger, as soon as it is resolved, it immediately brings it back, lets it go away, come back. So then they might want to try to respawn when Quarter Monitor is going to be untapping the Chromatic Orrery. It's hard to always have 3 extra mana at that point, but for the most part, you should be able to do it as long as you've ramped up decently well. To then also still have 3 mana to blink it again, even if they're trying to kill stuff or interact with it. So it's really, really good. Like, this deck is powerful. Counter spells can be an issue. If they just counter your stuff, you're in trouble. But you ramp up so heavily that it's kind of hard for them to beat even still, because you're just going to eventually get to where you have more and more value going. Golos can just get more things out to play for free, and they can't counter everything that you're playing for free. So yeah, the deck can lose, but I'm just here to tell you guys, this is a busted deck, and I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. The gameplay on this one is some of my favorite gameplay I've ever released. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, please also make sure that you like and subscribe for the video. Share it with other people so they know that I exist, you know, that kind of stuff. It's greatly appreciated. And so anyway, hope you guys enjoy it. And I was going to say wish me luck, but I basically already said that, like, this deck did really good. So have fun and enjoy. All right, up against Stiggy. Bring on Stiggy, and we'll keep this. One other card that could be fun to bring into this deck is Zerda, to make Emiel's ability only costs 1, because technically then you could do some pretty fun stuff like blinking Golos over and over again, getting a land. I think it brings it in tapped, but you can end just like getting all your lands out of the library that way. Quarter Monitor's untapping with other stuff. Anyway, there's other fun things you can do besides just Chromatic Orrery. It's just this adds in an additional layer of being able to actually finish the game within itself, so that's pretty nice. We will get to Growth Spiral for the next turn. Play Temp Garden tap, pass the turn. Hello. How are you, Stiggy? Pass the turn. They're gonna opt, well, we're gonna Growth Spiral. Take that, fool. Every once in a while, people do actually counter Growth Spiral, so might as well get it out there, just in case. All right. Teamer stuff. All right, draw with Uro first to see if we want to pay for this Growth Spiral. If we get it, there we go. So we do play Hinterland Harbor, shock in the Hollowed Fountain, and then hopefully hit a land here, pass the turn. Lots of ramp, we're up to 5 mana already. Potentially 6, 7 for, we could Chromatic Orrery on the next turn. Whew, that'll be fun. 8 down to 19. Growth Spiral. And we got the land. All right, one more land. We have 27 lands in the deck, so I mean, we have a decent shot of hitting him consistently. Okay, that's cool too. I could probably just use the Castle Ardenville trigger here. Let's go ahead and go with Thassa's Oracle. We could also blink Thassa's Oracle, so having it on the battlefield isn't the worst thing in the world for us. But we did just kind of show them that's how we're winning. So if they have counter spells or whatnot, could end up being bad. I want Golos out with Chromatic Orrery. So let's actually just keep the Golos. A little bit awkward there, but pass the turn. Like, hitting the land would have been nice because it guarantees Chromatic Orrery up for the next turn. This does not, but Golos gets it for the turn after, and then we can play Chromatic Orrery and immediately activate Golos, which could potentially just have us win the game immediately. All right, goes for the Apt. All right, Lava Coil, rude. All right, down to 16, Golos. Take action. I don't think it really matters what we grab. Pass the turn. I don't think it's better. I think it's better to hold on to Corridor Monitor in hand. We'll just say no blocks. We should either win in the next 2 turns or not. So anything that could kill Golos there is bad. I guess we should have killed one of them, but whatever. They could have Lava Coil. Frantic Inventory. All right, do you have counter spells? That is another bad thing. Counter spells can hurt. Emil to hand. All right, Chromatic Orrery. Please don't counter. I think we actually have lethal here, or we get the game here. So 5 mana. We spend 2, we get 5 more. We can play, then it's, so we have 3 plus 5 is 8. That's enough to use Emil. So Corridor Monitor. No counter spells, please. All right. Untap Chromatic Orrery. Tap Chromatic Orrery. Emil the Blessed. Ooh, dude, I think we got it. I think we got there. No counter spells. No counter spells. Yes, we got there. Woo! All right, so opponent does apparently know that they're in a world of hurt. So yeah, Emil, Corridor Monitor, Chromatic Orrery with Golos especially. We just draw through our entire deck. All the infinite mana, colored mana, which is pretty sweet, or kind of colored. Yeah, that's game 1. Sweet. And I like when people scoop to it so you don't have to actually do the combo out, because it's just annoying, honestly. All right, up against Emrys. Bring on Emrys. No blue mana. This is a little bit awkward. If we find blue mana, this is a perfect hand. We have like 2 turns to do it to try to get to Uro. We already have 4. I'm going to keep it. This is probably a terrible idea, but I'm going to go ahead and just keep it and just say we're definitely going to draw the blue lands. And then if I don't do it, I can blame it on the Shuffler. All right, we got the blue mana. We're good. You're lucky this time, Shuffler. Cast a non-creature spell. All right, that's not the activated ability guy, which is good. That would be bad. Is it whenever an opponent does it or whenever they do it? Whenever you cast. So whenever they cast it, we're going to take some damages. All right, more blue lands. Electrostatic Field. This deck could be running counter spells. This could be Counter Storm. I've seen some decks like that in the past. All right, Uro again. Keeping our life total high is nice. This is so nice. Play Castle Ardenvale. No blue mana still, but we got a bunch of lands out. Hopefully hit one more land. I mean, this is a ridiculous amount of our Chromatic Orreries. That's like the worst card to draw extras of. Well, that's cool. Light up the stage. Yeah, a bunch of extra cards. Another Electrostatic Field. Gutter Snipes as well in the deck. They could just have a deck full of these guys, which would make it harder to actually cast spells. Crash through. Down to 17. That's not land. All right, so Uro. Dig for another land. What the junk? Why in the world would we want 7 or all 4 of these Chromatic Orreries? That is the worst draw possible, deck. Oh my heavens. Wow. Not like this deck. Skewer the Critic, sure. Takes 6. Yeah, We may actually be dead here. If they have the right spells in hand, we are just toast. It feels like we might be toast. I mean, like, even like any other card in our deck would be so much better than 3 more Chromatic Orreries. That was sad. I'm not sure if we were fast enough to beat them, but I don't know. Up against Arena Moa, and this is a pretty sweet hand. We have the blue mana this time. We do have 1 Chromatic Orrery, and we're hoping that there's no more. So, keep. Temple Garden tap, pass the turn. Hinterland Harbor. Pass the turn. Play the Growth Spiral. Now, we have like 0 interaction in this deck, so there's no reason holding it up. I just want to make sure we resolve the ramp spells, get them going, and get up to the big things. All right, has 3 mana. Play Uro. One interesting thing we can do with Emil actually is in the late game, if we have Emil on the board, we don't have other pieces, we can keep blinking Uro before it sacrifices to its escape ability. So for every 3 mana that you have, you can blink it again and do more fun stuff. Do we want to get out Corridor Monitor now? I think not. We play it tapped. We have all of the pieces in hand. So we try to get out Chromatic Orrery, and then we try to win in 1 turn, basically. I'm guaranteed they have counter spells at some point, right? So, but as soon as we have Chromatic Orrery, and then as soon as they tap out, we should just win the game. Unmoored Ego. So they choose card name before they get to seek anything else. So they get rid of Uro. That's annoying. Now they get to look at our hand. Oh yeah, having them see our hand is annoying here. Growth Spiral, not a land. That's also not a land. I guess Golos? Yeah, sure, Golos, because that still gives us a chance at the Chromatic Orrery. Get out a Shock land. We probably could have a little bit better lands in our library as well. But it just gives it up. So they got to see the combo. They got to see what we're doing. And like I was saying, this is actually pretty difficult to interact with. If you don't have a way to counter the Chromatic Orrery, and if it's going to come out on the next turn, basically from that point on, we just immediately win Chromatic Orrery. Let's just get Corridor Monitor. Let's just get Emil and activate it immediately. And so it is sweet. That was all right. Awesome. Cool. All right, I'm against Fran Soprole. And we will not keep this. This is a terrible hand. I was about to keep it. Bad idea. This is about worse. This is pretty terrible too. If we find green mana, playable. I don't want to go down to 5 though. I guess we're doing it. All right, this is better. Keep 5, drop Shalai and Chromatic Orrery. Just all in on the Growth Spirals. Hollow Fountain tap, pass the turn. All right, I mean, this is definitely not bad. We're gonna go ahead and fire this off now. Get the forest out, pass the turn. Thoughtseize. All the cards do the same thing, so that's fine. Fabled Passage. Growth Spiral. Pass the turn. Thoughtseize. Resolve. They may actually go ahead and go for it. Okay, I was going to bait them into trying to get the Growth Spiral. We would prefer to have the Uro. We're going to actually get it back here pretty soon. Fabled Passage helps us out there. Give me land. There's the land. Ooh, Golos is nice. We do have to have double white for the Emil. Not have to, I guess. We have a lot of cards to make it work out. And there's an Uro. All right, play Uro. Sack it all. Chromatic Lantern would also be nice. That's the reason we have Chromatic Lantern in the deck. There it is. There's the Orrery. Pass the turn. We have how much mana? Not quite enough yet. We have enough to Chromatic Orrery and activate Golos, though, so that's nice. Ugin. Pass the turn. We got Squat. Untap land. Give it to me now. All right, they have 5 mana available. 4 mana. Should have held up the Golos. Good to know. Narset. That means we can't draw, so we can't activate the Chromatic Lantern, but the Golos works around it just fine. There it is. All right, so pay 2. Chromatic Orrery. 5, 8 gives us Ugin. All right, so yeah, we go for the Ugin. We could also just go for the Golos plan. We'll see. We'll go Ugin. There we go. All right, sweet. Oh, that's fun. I mean, I was debating because we could have actually just gone for the. I really wish you could see the top cards of your library. I don't know why they offer this. Check out the battlefield afterwards, but don't let us check out the library. That would be cool, Wizards. Please do that soon. But we could see if we might have hit an Ugin again as well, and an MEL and whatever. So we actually had a chance of just straight up winning. If we had a corridor monitor and an MEL, we win the game. If it was just another Ugin, it was a ton of value. Anyway, I think playing the Ugin was a good idea there. All right, up against Tot Pack. We are on the draw, so we have a couple turns to try to find the land for Growth Spiral. Even just playing on corridor monitor is a decent defense play, but I think we mulligan. We try to hit something better. Yeah, we keep this. Keep this. Drop the Chromatic Orrery or drop the Shalai. I want to go for the Shalai this turn. Try to play out a different side of it a little bit. So Chromatic Lantern lets us play the Growth Spiral. So does that. Temple Garden tap. Pass the turn. I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Again, we just want as few things countered on our side of the board as possible. As possibly. I know every person is like, you're a horrible, terrible player because you don't play things at the very last second. Sometimes you don't want to do that. I know most of the times you do, but I also just like the game to go faster most of the time too. Because then you guys get to see more gameplay. Bertha Militus. Chromatic Lantern is guaranteed ramp up into Golos, which gets us closer to Chromatic Orrery, so I'm just going to go for the Chromatic Lantern, pass the turn. Sanctums, oh no. That could be pretty bad. That's 2 Sanctums in 1 turn. Very, very not good. Hollow Fountain tapped. Down to 18. All right, untapped land gives us a lot of ramp here. We get to Chromatic Orrery, Chromatic Lantern, and Uro. Shadow the Sky. All right, that's cool too. I mean, it's not really cool, but whatever. All right, play out Chromatic Lantern. Number 2. Gets us up to Chromatic Orrery. If I find the corridor monitor next turn, I guess I would rather have stuff in hand, so let's actually play out the Shalai, I think. Just give protection to our board. Shadow the Skies and things are going to be annoying. Hundib. Alright, go Orrery. Go Golos? See, next turn I can play Golos and activate him, which also gives us potential to win. So let's actually just go Uro. Pass the turn. I think we have the game. I mean, we have a really high chance of having the game next turn. All right, let's go Golos. Take action. Whatever. It comes in tapped anyway, right? All right, so activate Golos. If we hit a corridor monitor, we immediately win. Ugin also does a lot of stuff. Okay, play Island. Play Uro. See if we can draw the corridor monitor. I guess maybe I should have played the Thassa's Oracle first to try to find it. I misplayed there. I definitely should have played Thassa's Oracle first. Well, it wasn't in the top 3, so there is that. Rose Spiral, go ahead and grab that Feeble Passage. Play it out. Thin the deck. All right, another Shadow the Sky would definitely hurt us, but it still wouldn't be the end of the world. All right, taps it down. That's cool. All right. They have 3 shrines. We basically have like 2 turns to live. Because this is usually where the deck gets bonkers. Swings in with everything, gets in for 1, down to 15, Shadow the Sky. All right. No card draw for us, unfortunately. We do get to bring out Uro for an extra draw. Another Chromatic Orrery as well. All right, so Uro. Doesn't really matter. I guess we don't get the other Uro. Okay. Gain some life. Ugin. Ugin's pretty good. We lose our Uro, but that's fine. Yeah, Poto scoops it up there. Well, we didn't get the combo. We were digging really deep. How far did we go into it? So almost half of our deck and no quarter monitors. Well, that was weird. That can happen. I probably should have been like trying to scry with the Castle Vantress. It's all good. It's fine. Whatever. Whatever. Up against the Televangelist, and we will keep. This isn't a great hand. Maybe I shouldn't have kept this hand, actually. Quarter monitor, we're just going to play it out for 0 value. Whatever. Maybe we hold on to it. It's one of those where, like, because we have the other one in hand, I'm going to play out one of them, because might as well. At the same time, though, we can get tons of value if we just hold on to them and eventually get to the Chromatic Orrery. I don't know what's the right way to go with that. All right, Pono scoops it up. This is the kind of thing you see pretty often in free play, unfortunately. You know what? Maybe let's go ahead and take it into ranked for a couple of games. I feel like we're going to die to goblins. All right, up against the Polish Giant. We have Uro and a blocker up against Luris. That typically means really, really fast deck. I want to keep it because we have the Uro. We have ramp and card draw. All right, more Fable passes. So let's get this out. Pass the turn. Hushbringer. That actually destroys our deck pretty badly. But we also get an Uro that doesn't sacrifice, so that might be enough to win this one. We'll see. Okay, down to 19. We'll go ahead and just get out the quarter monitor. It's not going to do anything for us while Hushbringer's out anyway, so have a blocker, pass the turn. And if we can get to Ugin, we win this game, so that's the dream. Cartouche of Solidarity. All right, play Uro. It does not draw, does not get us a land, but it also doesn't die. So, no attacks. We have an Uro on board. Unfortunately, against this deck, it's usually not quite fast enough. Gaining the 3 life every turn is something. Drawing a card every turn is something. But how much is something? I'm not so sure. Golos also doesn't... Man, we have so many ETB effects. This is ridiculous. All right. Swing in with Uro. Settle the Wreckage is interesting. Fable Passage on the board. I'm doing it now because I don't think that it'll actually give me the chance to respond otherwise. So pass the turn. Settle the Wreckage is pretty sweet stuff. They might be holding up like a Lofty Denial or some sort of counterspell. We'll see. Yes, go all in, all in. Do it. Play even more things. Oh, man. Your entire deck with only one land that you get from it? Drats. Oh, yeah, that's rough. Oh, that felt good. All right, up against the Misanthropia. And this is a sweet hand. We like sweet hands. I don't know about you, but I like it. I like it when the hand is sweet. It's just me. All right, a different Lurrus deck. Arcfiend's Vessel and such things. Settled Wreckage still should come in handy here. Uh-oh, there's a Kraxa. Do we want to get rid of both settles? I can get rid of the Uro here. Do I get rid of the combo piece, though? Get rid of a settle. By the time that we settle a second time, we should be winning the game. That's the idea of this deck, basically. Like, we should be already winning by that point. Stitcher Supplier. Growth Spiral. Ooh, Chromatic Lantern. So technically we don't guarantee any ramp here with Uro. We do guarantee it with Chromatic Lantern, but we also don't have pieces. So go for Uro. Gain some life. Hopefully hit a land. Give it to me now. There's the land. Pass the turn. Up to 5 mana. Land, Chromatic Lantern, and then Chromatic Ori. That is the dream draws. And they can come in any order. That's fine. Drop. As weird as it is, the other Settle the Wreckage. I mean, we have what we're trying to do here. Okay, down to 22. Okay, Chromatic Lantern first. Into Uro. That's a redraw. Please no discard. If we hit the land. Okay, another Uro. That's good. That's fine. Cling to Dust. Rude. Arcanist. They can get another Cling to Dust. Claim to Fame as well, bringing back Croxes and stuff. Yeah. It's a good thing. There's Ugin. Still no ramp. We have not hit a land in quite a while. Guaranteed they get Croxa back next turn and we discard again. So I think what we do is we hold on to Thassa's Oracle just to have it go away as discard. Unless they want to keep trying to get the Uros out of the graveyard. Okay, Cling to Dust. I'm fine with that. That's not as big of a deal. Down to 25. I mean, it's not great, but we're going for combo. Ah, for the love. Just give me some ramp. All right, if we have to discard, we're fine discarding Ugin, actually. All this has to hit is a land. We get the 7 mana, we get to Chromatic Ori, we get to Quarter Monitor, we get to go for Emil, start balancing, create infinite mana, start drawing through our deck. We don't actually get to look at anything here because we don't have anything, so all right. Nice. Maybe I should have just gone for the Castle Vantress. I'm just thinking about that now. This probably would have been better. Pass the turn. Graxa. As weird as it is, we're discarding an Ugin. We've dropped so many good things in their ice. Like, what the crap were they playing? I don't know. Shocks her face. That's cool. Doesn't do it. All right, down to 23. There's the land. All right, so we go off. Chromatic Orrery. All right, I believe it's enough mana to go off here, right? So Quarter Monitor. Untap Orrery. Emil the Blessed. Infinite mana. Infinite card draw. Still infinite mana. Play your entire deck. So we did win. It's just a matter of if they let us actually do it. So Blink Quarter Monitor. As soon as we show that we draw, I'm hoping that they scoop. Comes to the battlefield. Yeah, Untap Chromatic Orrery. Decline this. Blink again. I have to make sure I actually force it to tap once it gets high enough extra mana. All right, here we go. So the opponent's actually forcing us to play out the combo. This is the first time, so we'll see how this goes. Tap the mana. Blink. 2 more times and I can show that I can draw here. Oh, gosh dang it. Oh man, there's so many little intricate things here that are annoying with this. All right, untap. Don't auto pay, decline, and then tap this to then do this. All right, here we go. We're still going. All right, so I'll show them the combo now. So now we can also draw 2 cards and still blink Quarter Monitor. So, hey, look, we have infinite mana. We have infinite card draw. That's the game. I'll go ahead and say good game to him here. So because it keeps going, though, it's going to force us to play it all the way out. So, I mean, if he wants us to do it, that's fine. Village Rites, sacks. Now they don't have any more responses. Makes it go a little bit faster. Blink the Quarter Monitor. All right, we'll try to skip ahead until we're actually doing stuff here now. Lots and lots of infinite mana. Let's go ahead and skip past all this now. All right, Podit did finally scoop it up. I actually got a timer going there for a little bit, which basically means that because I have to interact with each thing, you end up roping yourself out, or you end up kind of stalling out the game as it's going through, which I think is annoying. As long as you're drawing cards, playing new things, that'll kind of stall out the counter, which unfortunately, even getting up to 8 mana still takes 4 cycles through this, which is long enough to kind of help you rope out. So if you draw 4 things, get enough mana, then you have to have enough mana to play something and still cast it and still be able to use the ability and everything. So terribly annoying in Arena. An infinite instant combo on any other format. Basically, you draw until you find Golos, and then you don't have to be drawing anymore. You use Golos's ability to go through and do everything for you, and life is great. And so that's much better. So anyway, we're done with that one. All right, up against Bagrisco, and we will keep this. Not too shabby. Yeah, Hollow Fountain tap, pass the turn. I'm not sure if I want to be going for Thassa's Oracle here, just like as a blocker or not. It doesn't do a ton for us in hand, so might as well get some value here. Get the, another Uro is great. Athalia. Non-creature spells. All right, that is annoying. It's going to make everything be a little bit more expensive, or the Chromatic Orrery, really the only thing. But we have tons of mana, so that's fine. Knight of Grace. Swing Athalia, come on. Oh, fine. Do we want to get out the Chromatic Lantern now? Again, Uro doesn't have a guaranteed actual land hit here, where the Lantern does. Let's go for the Uro. I don't know why it didn't tap down a different color there. All right, Temp Garden tapped, pass the turn. New attacks. All right, so they can start swinging with Knight of Grace each turn. Could be Embercleave. We just kill Athalia, sweet. Dragon Master Outcast, not a lot of lands for that. And we get to settle the wreckage. Ooh, doesn't cost as much anymore either. Oh, that's an interesting choice. Let's just play Chromatic Lantern. I'm not as worried about what's on the board at the moment. So yeah, just pass the turn. If we hit land, we get to Chromatic Orrery, and then we can just go off with the combo, right? Knight of Mliss. Not a land. All right, pass the turn. Trying to go through as quick as possible with my responses so that they don't see the settled wreckage. All right, you got settled, son. Lots of land, which does help the Dragon Master outcasts if they have more in hand. Playing 2 out, it's going to be hard for them to find it, though, in my assumption. All right, we have the game. There you go. Quarter Monitor. And here we go. Infinite combo, infinite win. Let's just see if they actually let us play it out. All right, untap, decline, tap. Here we go. We're off of the. Yeah, this combo has actually been insanely consistent. Podit is game over. They recognize it. All right, perfect. Yeah, anytime you have infinite mana, you can play an infinite number of things. It is pretty sweet stuff. And I think that we'll probably end it with ranking up to platinum and disconnecting, I guess. Oh man, this deck is insane. We only lost 1 game. Out of like how many? I think we played like 10. All right, so there you guys have it with Infinite Golos, and the deck is busted. It's really good. It is almost undefeated there for us, and insane. Emil the Blessed, Corridor Monitor, Chromatic Orrery. Who would have thought that those were the cards that ended up making a great infinite combo deck? I mean, so just by themselves, you have infinite mana, which means you can cast infinite number of things, right? You have infinite card draw, which means you can draw through all the things to cast all the things. And so legitimately, I'm wondering if you almost just put those into any ramp deck and you just have, like, we were finding them pretty consistently. Just Growth Spiral Uro has enough card draw for us to find them. The Golos was definitely nice to have at times as well, to make sure that we're hitting the land drops, to make sure that we have another way to go digging for combo pieces and things. Ugin on the top end was perfect there for it. Chromatic Lantern to make sure that Golos works more often. Like that whole combo worked well, but I could see you taking out a bunch of these pieces. Like Golos Chromatic Lantern doesn't need to be in there. You can do other things. You can just go for an infinite deal damage to your face type of combo. You can, dig for it with other stuff, whatever the thing there is to draw you cards. Anyway, the deck is sweet. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because it was really fun. Another thing you can do too is even just bring Uro to the board. If you have infinite mana, I mean, you already have the infinite card draw, so you can already dig through the deck to play stuff. Anyway, so man, this deck was fun. It was a lot more consistent than I was expecting. I was thinking that we were going to be losing to really aggressive decks, but I think we got a little bit lucky of none of the decks being that aggressive. And when we did run up against them, we had to settle the wreckages at the right time. So maybe going up to 3 copies of that might be a little bit better, or even 4, to make sure that you have them against the aggro decks. Ugin just trashes people when it comes out. It's so fun. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I need to go help with that crying baby in the background if you can hear it. So anyway, have a great one. See you guys, and bye.